अच्छा जनाब, um, so I would probably not take the full hour. I would try to finish my presentation as quickly as possible because we do want to have some conversation at the end, and that is actually the most important thing. सबसे पहले मैं अपनी इंट्रोडक्शन करवा दूं। मैं कोलंबस ओहायो यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में एक जगह आई एम हियर फॉर लास्ट अबाउट 26 years और ओरिजिनली आई एम फ्रॉम सरगोदा। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स मेरी अपब्रिंगिंग और एजुकेशन लाहौर से है। I have been involved in number of startup companies as a founder as well as founding partners. If you look at my name on Amazon.com, you will find I've published a number of books. I'm founding member of Aspire Pakistan, Pak Angels के साथ जो लोग काम कर रहे हैं, तो आई एम पार्ट ऑफ दैट टीम। लिंक्डइन का मैंने आपको यहाँ पे URL दे दिया, बट यू कैन सर्च मी ऑन लिंक्डइन एज वेल। और मेरा एक पर्सनल ब्लॉग है, rafiqrehman.com. So you can subscribe to that blog. There are not many posts that I do on a regular basis, but I do publish like once or twice a month. So that's about myself. Um, the the things that I'm going to talk to you about is mostly about the technologies that you can utilize in managing your startup. तो उसमें मेन चीज़ जो अंडरस्टैंड करने वाली है वो ये है कि I am not going to talk to you about how to develop your product. So I'm not talking about software development. I'm not talking about application development. मेरा टॉपिक इज़ वेरी फोकस्ड। वो ये है कि जब आपने अपनी स्टार्टअप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलानी या कोई भी इवन मेच्योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलानी हो, तो कौन सी ऐसी टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हैं जो आपके लिए फ़ायदेमंद हो सकती हैं। So most of my conversation is about tools that you can utilize most of the times for free. There are some paid versions as well. If you have a little bit more involved situation, so you can have additional features by making small payments as well. But this is the summary of the content. सबसे पहले हम बात करेंगे स्टार्टअप की जो मैच्योरिटी है उसके कौन से लेवल्स हैं। आई जस्ट वांटेड टू सेट स्टेज की फंक्शनल एरियाज जो स्टार्टअप के होते हैं उसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे। जैसे एक स्टार्टअप आइडिएशन के फेज से लेके तो ग्रोथ स्टेज तक गुजरती है मुख्तलिफ फेजेस से, तो वी विल टॉक अबाउट दैट। But the main, obviously, the part of conversation is about what are the tools that would be helpful for you. But before we go there, I just wanted to share with you this short video. If you don't know this person, his name is Steve Jobs. He is the founder of Apple Computers. During some time after founding Apple Computers, he was ousted from his company because it went public and other shareholders basically fired him from the company. And another person um, took the CEO job at Apple Computers. So he is talking about that situation, and he is talking about that many times people think that idea of startup or idea of business is the main thing, and he is trying to convey that the idea itself is almost nothing. It is the execution, how you actually take that idea and make something out of it and turn it into a product or service that people are going to utilize. So that is the main aspect. So I just wanted to give you this one idea about, many times people think about, I don't want to share my idea because somebody is going to steal it or somebody is going to build something out of it. Um, the 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 concept is exactly the opposite. When you have an idea of startup or when you are working on that idea, the important thing for you is to share it to as many people as you can, as frequently as you can, in as many different ways as you can. So hopefully you will be able to hear this video. But if you are not able to hear, Izarullah, just let me know, then I will just skip it. But let me start. Okay. Um, So that is a kind of, if there is one thing that you want to take away from this presentation, I think that is the thing that you should take away, that when you start with an idea, at the end of the day, when you actually turn it into a product, it is usually not where you started. It is something different. It morphs, it changes, and people who are able to adapt to it, um, that's where it makes difference. And the beautiful product is is a result of all of these conversations and changes and polishing that happens over time. So that is the message, and just keep in the back of your mind um, about how the startups are going to evolve in your situation. Okay, so let's talk about few things. Probably you have seen this already. Maybe some other presenter showed you, but if not, I'm just copying it. One of the other founding members, his name is Naeem Zafar. He is professor at UC Berkeley in California, and he teaches entrepreneurship. Again, this is a reference for you guys. If you want to take a screenshot of this as well. Just to give you an idea that when you're working on a startup, it goes through different phases. It is from ideas and discovery and research and all the way to scaling and channel. And why I'm showing it to you is because when we talk about different tools and technologies that are that are utilized in each one of these phases, those may be a little bit different because there are some smaller different tools that you would be utilizing if you are in the initial idea discovery and research phases, compared to when you are talking about tools when you are in the expansion mode and you're selling and scaling and your company has grown larger. You need is, for example, a customer relationship management tool. You need much better interactive tools. You need selling and revenue collections. Those are not the things that you would be needing in the initial phases. So I just wanted to give you an idea that as your startup moves and evolves, the tools that you are going to be using are going to be different at each one of these stages. So just keep thinking about which stage you are in and what are the right tools for you to utilize. Okay. So number one thing, this is not about a particular tool. This is using the generative AI. If I had given you this presentation about 2 years ago, I would not have talked about these generative AI tools because this is something that is relatively new. It is evolving. There are new things that are coming up. But the exciting thing is that generative AI is making your life much easier, much faster, much simpler, and very much cost effective. The things that you needed to do like a year ago, for example, just to build your marketing brochure or just to do some research, it was going to take you weeks and months, and in some cases, cost you a lot of money. With the generative AI tools, you can do those things much quickly, much faster, much more cost effective. So if you are working or thinking about, which tool I should buy or utilize, I would suggest the number one thing that you should be thinking about is how you can use chatbots and generative AI, the free tools that are available to everybody. If you are building something like your marketing message, if you want to create a brochure, if you want to create a new image, or some content for your website, um, utilize these tools because those are going to be very, very helpful for you. Anybody who is not utilizing generative AI, they are missing a lot. They are actually uh, probably wasting time in something that can be done in a very quick and much effective way. So that is my number one recommendation. So everything, every day, whatever you do, whichever task is in front of you, the first thing that you should be thinking about, can generative AI help me? I want to write an email. Can generative AI write an email to my customer? I want to reach out to an investor. Can generative AI write a good message for me to reach out to investor, and so on and so forth. So all of those things. So first thing I would say, every time you start doing something, think about what AI can do for you. Second, um, if you have not signed up yet, sign up for Google Workspace Suite. This is probably the biggest and easiest thing that you would utilize. 90% of the things that you're doing in startup in early stages, you would be able to do with Google Suite. Obviously, you have the Google Drive where you can save files. You have Google Docs where you can create spreadsheets, documents, slide decks. Now with Google Gemini, that is integrated from generative AI perspective into all of those tools. You can actually use these tools with AI without leaving the tool itself, and um, uh, you can create a marketing plan, and generative AI would insert the marketing plan right within your Google Docs, and so on. If you want to collect data, run surveys, you can use Google Forms. If you want to have a Google website that is integrated into your Google Docs and automatically updates the content when you change a Google Doc, use Google Sites, and so on. Similarly, Google Meet, if you want to have free online conversations with customers, with other people who you are working with, and so on. So the point is that there's much more in Google Suite that is listed on this slide that you should be thinking about utilizing. If you have not explored the new or all of the other options that are available in Google Workspace, I would suggest do that. That is going to cover most, like as I said, 80-90% of your needs would be covered by these tools. Okay, I do want to talk about Looker Studio. This is another Google tool. It is available for free to everybody who is on Google. If you have not used Looker Studio, look into it. This is the data analytics part. So what it does, it can create graphs, reports, dashboards, all of the beautiful things that you want to utilize and see, and as well as show to your customers and your partners and your investors. Looker Studio is going to be your best tool. You can integrate it with a number of data sources. You can integrate it with Google Spreadsheets, or anything that you put in Google. So for example, you have a business plan, you have a marketing strategy, you are collecting data from a survey. All of these things can be integrated very quickly, very easily in Looker Studio. So if you are not using it and have not used it in the past, I would say take a look at it, and this would be one of the best things that would help grow your business. Next thing is accounting. So obviously, when even in the very early phases, you are spending money, you are utilizing money, uh, you're buying things. So you need to keep some sort of accounting. And there are very sophisticated accounting tools, but this is GNU Cash is the open source tool. I use it for more than, I would say, 10 years now, and it works very well, super excellent. It is a double entry system. Again, if you don't know what double entry system is, just Google it and you will figure out what double entry system is, what it means, why you should use double entry system. So GNU Cache is an open source tool. It can be available on all of the platform, like if you are using a MacBook or your Windows machine or Linux, or so it is cross-platform. Um, it would help you keep track of your money, your bank accounts, your invoices, and all of the expenses, so that you can very quickly create, for example, cash flow reports. You can generate your income and expense reports. You can basically create all of the standard reports that anybody would utilize. So take a look into GNU Cache. It's something that is very well tested, and as I mentioned, I utilize it for a long, long time. Okay. Marketing. One of the most important piece that the startup people they forget about. Marketing is no doubt the most important thing that you're going to. If you build something very good, very beautiful, very useful, but nobody knows about it, it is of no use. So I think there is a session how you start marketing even without having a product. YouTube is one of the best places where you can create short videos. This is a screenshot of the Park Angels channel on YouTube. You can create your own channel. I would strongly suggest that if you are working on any startup, you should be creating at least one short video every week, and uploading it to YouTube and use it as a marketing, creating your own channel. And all of this data and all of this information would actually add up over time. And before you know, you will have a lot of material on your channel that you can utilize for marketing purposes. The best thing is that you can embed your YouTube videos within your website. You can provide link. You can share it in LinkedIn or other social media websites and so on. So you already know that. Next thing I would suggest is podcast. Everybody is not very much into creating podcasts. You may not feel comfortable creating podcasts in the beginning, but this is another marketing tool that many people utilize. And what I would suggest, if you are going to start creating podcast, by the way, this screenshot is one of the tools, Buzzsprout, that I have used with some of my co-hosts in the past. It works very well. It helps you uh, post your podcast on all of these channels that you see, like Apple Podcast and Spotify and YouTube and other places. So you don't have to manage accounts on each one of these channels individually. Buzzsprout helps you do all of that in the backend. If you're going to create a podcast, my suggestion to you would be that to keep the podcast something that is interesting and useful for people, don't talk much about your own product or service. Talk about the industry where you live in. So, for example, if your product or service is related to agriculture industry, create a podcast about agriculture in general. If your product or service is about, let's say, financial industry, so think about how you can utilize podcast to do something about how financial industry is working, local issues about financial industry, people, what are the things that people should be thinking about, what are the new things that are coming up, and so on and so forth. So these are the things that you should keep in mind if you're going to market yourself and your organization, your startup through podcast. Okay. LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm not going to spend too much time. All of you are familiar with LinkedIn and Facebook. What I would stress is that um, learn something how these tools are actually going to be more useful. Create your startup page on LinkedIn. Create your startup page on Facebook. Keep these pages something that is interesting. Post once a week on these pages, and that is going to be helpful, actually very much helpful for you to gather some of the following and convey your message. And this is obviously free of cost. There is another tool that I utilize quite a bit. It is called Buffer. If you have not looked at this tool, I would strongly suggest Google this. And Buffer is a tool that actually does posting on multiple social media platforms in one go. Again, it's going to make your life very easy. You create one post in Buffer and you just tell it where to post and at what time, what frequency. You can queue actually. So, for example, if you want to post things on Twitter every 4 hours or 8 a.m. every morning, or you want to post something on LinkedIn twice a week. You can time all of that. So over the weekend, create like 5 posts, and Buffer will take the rest of the work, and it will publish those posts depending upon your preference on different platform as you like it. Again, very useful tool. I'm sharing it with you because I use it all the time, and this is so beautiful. Trello. Um, Project management is part of every startup. You have to-do lists, you have things that need to be done, you have people who need to be working on those to-do items. You want to make sure that the people who are assigned to those to-do items, they are making progress. Even if you are a single person, even to manage your own to-do list, Trello is an excellent tool. The beauty of Trello is that it is web-based. You have Trello application on most of the mobile platforms. So anybody who is making updates, it is visible to every team member. and it goes with this concept of creating cards. So, for example, what you see here is there is this uh, first column on the left hand side that says up next, which means these are the next thing that we need to do. We have not started those ones. In the middle, you are looking at these are cards. You can add, delete, move these cards from one place to another place. So the middle card could be things that are in progress. On the right hand side, things that are already completed. So this is a very good platform again, based upon platform in large teams and small teams. Um, there is a free version available as well, so you can start with the free version and test it, and if it works for you, then you can go to the paid version if needed. But most of the time, free version should be fine. Slack, I hope the most of the people are aware with Slack and they are using it. If not, that would be another tool. Real-time conversations, I find it very useful. In all of the businesses I worked, I use Slack. And now this new feature about creating these huddles, which are basically impromptu meetings. So whenever you want to talk to somebody, you just click on a button and you are connected with that person, and you can have a quick conversation. Obviously, you can talk about different ideas and so on and so forth. So do Slack as your primary communication tool within your own teams. Customer calls, there are multiple options available. I have not used Calendly, but many of my friends, they use this tool. I use actually Google Calendar. So these tools, you can publish your calendar to the public, your customers, your co-collaborators, your friends, and the beauty is that people can find which time is available on your calendar, and they can schedule meetings automatically. So it's very useful and very quick. Last thing that I will talk to you is one of the new things that just came up like 3, 4 months ago. It's called Notebook LM. This is a Google tool, and do look into it. This is like one of the one of the best tools that is available from generative AI perspective right now. It is free to utilize. What you can do it with, you can create your messaging, you can create your own chatbot. So, for example, if you have a product and you want to enable people to ask questions about your product, and make sure that the chatbot that you create is answering not general questions, it is only answering questions about your product. Um, it is as easy as going to the website, clicking on a button, creating a new notebook, uploading a couple of your files about your product or service, and your chatbot is ready. It's as easy as that. Just go to website, click on a button, create new notebook, upload your document, and your chatbot is ready. So if you have not tested it, I would strongly suggest go ahead and test it out. It's the most useful, versatile tool. You can actually create podcasts, you can create mind maps. There are so many other things that you can do with the notebook. So please go and utilize it. Okay. Um, Summarize. As I mentioned, I am not going to spend obviously the whole hour to summarize. There are few things that I'm gonna leave you with. Number one, I have mentioned a number of tools. You don't have to use all of those tools. Think about which stage your startup is right now and which tool you need to utilize right now. Don't get lost in experimenting with all of the tools that are available uh, for free out there on the internet. Just pick few of these, be good at those, and utilize only those one. Many times I have seen people, they think, oh, I have this option, I have that option, I have so this they waste a lot of time in evaluating the tools that are available to them. So I would strongly recommend don't do that. Just pick some of those and stick with those ones. Then number three, as time goes on, after every 3 months, every 6 months, reevaluate and see if those tools are still useful for you. If your startup has moved from one phase to the next phase and now you need better tools or different tools, do that evaluation and move to the new tools if you need to. And last but not the least, adapt. That is the course. That is the main focus of any startup person. That you have to adapt to changing conditions. You have to adapt to changing tools and availability of new options. So always think about it. The better you adapt to the updated tools or new versions or different tools, the better it is going to be. So, so that's all I wanted to share with you. Um, let's see if you have any questions or comments because I do want to spend some time with you guys to answer your questions and see, what is on your mind.